Good morning, YouTube. This is Rob. Welcome to my channel, Batcave Comics. Thanks for joining me this morning. Thank you to all my new subs. I've picked up probably 10, 15 in the last few weeks. I think due to that is because the last couple weeks I've been hitting YouTube hard. I've had a little extra time from working 12, 14 hours a day to check out extra videos, seek out new YouTubers, and I've probably subscribed to 5 or 6 different channels a day for the past solid couple weeks. So thank you to you guys who've come and subbed me back, and definitely thank you to all my subscribers that have been there from the beginning, check out almost all my videos. I mean, that kind of stuff really means a lot. It kind of gives me the I don't know the word I'm looking for, to keep this going. So anyway, I know you're here to see books, not listen to me ramble. So I'm going to start off with some new pickups. I've recently got back into picking up some new books. This is Transformers number 8, the A cover, sealed with the trading cards. Kind of undecided whether to take this book out of the poly bag or not, because I'm thinking, you know, with the trading card pack and the poly bag might possibly damage this book. So maybe you can leave a comment in the comment section to help me make up my mind. And then I also picked up 2 copies of Naomi number 6. Of course, first full appearance of Zumbada. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Anytime there's a first appearance, you know you got to grab it. That's for sure. And then I picked up a few copies of this Second Coming of Christ. Just the regular cover. It's been talked about a lot. I guess Jesus comes back to Earth and teams up with the superhero. He's not real happy the way the direction humanity's going, so I thought this would be an interesting read. And some of these independent titles, you know, a lot of these comic shops only order 1 or 2 copies. So I've had to go to different comic shops just to get multiple copies of some of these independents. That there alone makes these books worth picking up. I also picked up The Unearthed. Once again, had to go to a couple comic shops, but I picked up 2 copies of the regular, 1 copy of the variant. I'm not real particularly fond of these covers right here. I don't think they're spectacular, but when you're picking up books for spec or whatever, apparently it doesn't really matter what they look like. You just kind of have to grab them. All right, moving on, still with that independent line. I picked up the Bitterroot one-shot. The comic shop had about 4 or 5 copies of these. I only grabbed 1. The thing I didn't like, though, is I don't know if you could see it right there. There you go. Every copy had that ding. So I don't know if the comic shop dropped them or they got shipped that way, but unfortunately I had to grab a copy that was damaged. I think it could be pressed out, though. And then I picked up Amazing Spider-Man 25. I believe there's supposed to be a first appearance in this too. It's just tough for me to pay $8 for a new comic. I mean, I don't care if it's king size, double size, 1,000-page book, just $8 for a new comic gets a little steep. And then of course I did it again, and I bought the Carnageized variant that I thought was pretty cool. It's funny, my comic shop only had a few copies of those, so I decided, you know what, I better grab it. Then I also picked up War of the Realms Omega number 1 variant cover. I just thought this was a really cool cover. Pretty much the only reason why I picked this book up. This haul does consist of LCS, eBay, and an antique shop. I'm not going to break all that down. I'm just going to show you the books. I'm kind of trying to do this on the fly. I also picked up Venom number 16, the Carnageized variant. I didn't grab the regular edition, but this also has a printing error in it. On the second and third page, they forgot to put some of the dialogue in it. There's plenty of these out there, but it's still a book you might that might be worth picking up. And then I grabbed Bella, Oath of Thorns number 1. This is the third variant, I believe. They had one of these. This was it, so I grabbed it. I kind of wanted the other variant where she's got kind of like a bathing suit top on, but I don't know if I'm even going to be able to find that one. And I was surprised to find this still hanging at the comic shop. Walking Dead 192, The Death of Rick Grimes. They actually had a handful of these left. When I first got there, I couldn't find it. I thought they were sold out. I turned around to go check out, and opposite of where they display all their comics, they had another little rack, and this was sitting there. So I decided to grab one of those. Kind of a key issue in the series. Also picked up Mighty Avengers, the Carnageized variant. This cover is just sick. They had one copy of this down there, and this isn't really a hard book to pick up. You can grab that on eBay all day, but I believe my comic shop was already sold out of this the day it was released, so people are definitely after this cover. And a shout out to Bad Adventure. I learned about this book, Spider-Man Far From Home, custom edition. This basically is a Kellogg's giveaway, and you can only get this at Dollar General. You do have to buy a box of cereal to pick this up, but stuff like this, you know, falls through the cracks. A lot of people don't hear about it, and then all of a sudden it gets hot and everyone's scrambling around to pick it up. So I figured I'd better go grab one. Thanks again, Bad Adventure, for that info. I also grabbed a Fantastic Four 311, which is reintroducing Black Panther. This possibly could be one of the first Black Panther appearances since the 70s. You might want to double check that, but when it says reintroducing, pretty much means the character hadn't been around a while. So this possibly could end up being a key book. It's also the first appearance of the She-Thing. Miss Marvel becomes the She-Thing. Of course, you know, that character didn't last too long, but a couple different key points in this book might be worth picking up. Super cheap. Find it in a dollar bin all day long. And then I also found, for $2, I believe, the first appearance of, or Wonder Woman number 7, the first appearance of the new Cheetah. Super nice condition book. I mean, for $2, let me try to hit it in that light so you can see it. But there's really no spine creases. I think there's one little non-color breaking dent. But overall, pretty solid book. Let me get these out of the way a second. And then hitting the top 10 list, of course, which I was scrambling around to find. Black Cat, number 1, the Walmart exclusive 3-pack. Apparently, every Walmart only got 2 copies of this. I had to hit 3 different Walmarts to find 2 copies. And, of course, the last Walmart I hit actually had 2 copies. everyone else was sold out, so I was pretty happy to pick those up before you couldn't find them anyway. Then a book that has been eluding me forever. Excuse me. Why, I don't know. I finally found it. Not only did I find it, I found it for $2. The Question, number 17. First DC appearance of Rorschach. Every time I run into Question books, this particular issue is always missing. I can never find it. I finally ran into it. I was at an antique shop, had a bunch of books, stack of Question, and there it was. So I was definitely pleasantly surprised to find that. Super happy to add that to my collection. And then an interesting book I just found out about last week is this Rust number 1. Number 1, it's got a super cool cover. Number 2, it's still fairly cheap. But this has an ad page for Spawn number 1, which predates Malibu Sun. So, are they really saying, is this the first appearance of Spawn? Who knows? The comic community will answer that question. I like picking these books up just for, I don't know, collectability reasons. In my personal opinion, ads don't constitute as first appearances to me. And the reason because I say that is because it's a picture of a comic that has already been produced, written, published, just not quite released yet. And they'll throw a book out there with that ad page in it to promote the upcoming book, the first appearance. So books like this, I typically don't consider first appearances. Now, if it's just a completely different picture of somebody and possibly they're talking about the character a little bit in a series that, you know, is going to hit the shelves soon, now that's a little different. But when they take pictures, copies of pictures of comic book covers or a page out of a comic book and kind of talk about the character a little bit, saying, hey, coming soon, to me that's not a first appearance. That's just an advertisement and a copy photo of something that's already produced, already ready to go. I have, I don't know, probably about 6 books left. And, you know, lately all my hauls, they have to include DC Universe logo variants. So, here, let me get these out of the way so these other books show up a little better. So, I did manage to find AQUAMAN, number 6, Green Lantern, 61, and the Justice League, 99. I think I picked all those up for $3 a piece. So roughly about $10. It's funny because I seen this lot. Well, a seller had all 3 of these for $2.99 a piece. I get these in the mail yesterday, and then I find a guy on eBay advertising this one, the only one on eBay, asking $100 for it, and then another seller right below that has it for $90, and I pick it up for $3. I mean, sometimes that drives me a little crazy. Some of these people on eBay, they throw these books up with ridiculous prices. And I don't know. I think it kind of misconstrues a little bit the going rate of some of these books. Confuses some collectors. I don't know. I just don't like it. I also picked up in another lot another copy of Justice League Task Force number 20 DC Universe logo variant. Legionnaires number 26, and Superboy number 8, all 3 DC Universe logo variants. And I want to say I picked all those up in one lot for like $7. So, I mean, I'm finding these. I love hunting for them. I think that's part of the fun of collecting comics and finding stuff is just the hunt. So I got one more book left. Something I do collect. I do not run into these very often, but when I do, I try to pick them up as long as they're not priced just ridiculous. But book and record set, Fantastic Four. This is PR number 13. I found this in actually just awesome condition, except for it looks like it had been gnawed a little bit on that corner right there. But other than that, it's in fantastic condition. It does have the record. The record's in great shape. So I was definitely happy to pick this up. I did pay $8 for it. Typically a little more than what I like to pay for these. I when I find them, I pretty much can pick them up for $2-3, $5 at the most, but still happy to grab this one. I didn't have it. Now I do, so it's just another book and record to add to my collection. But pretty much that's it, guys. That's my quick haul today. I'm hoping to, I don't know, do a little bit more hunting again here real soon. I have another week of work, and then I go back on vacation for my second week, and hopefully I'll be out there digging and can find some good stuff to bring to you guys. So once again, thanks again for stopping in, checking out my new video. If I made any mistakes or you have any additional information for me, please put it in the comments below. I love to learn pretty much anything I can about comics, and you guys definitely help me do that. So thanks again. Batcave Comics, out.